Good morning, everyone. Thanks you for joining the online session also. Please give us like another 5-10 minutes. We are expecting a few more people to join. So I appreciate your patience. I will be back in 5 minutes. Thank you.
Morning. Thank you. We will wait.
Good morning again. So am I audible? Are you guys able to see my screen? Item, can you please confirm?
Yes, we can see the screen.
Perfect. So thank you again for joining everyone. So today's session, we will be covering the Capture Pro in detail. And I hope all of you have downloaded the link which we have shared with you and hope you guys have installed as well. So the today's session will be in detail how to configure the jobs for the different scenarios, for the different customer environment, and what are the features we have in Capture Pro and how the customer can leverage it. Okay. So when you talk about the Capture Pro, it's a workstation-based capture, and it's a very powerful capture application, right? It combined with the paper, and you can extract the key information, and you can push it to your backend system, irrespective of what kind of document. It's more of an kind of an structured document, right? It's not like an info input. Most of you guys are aware of info input. It's completely different and intelligent capture capture stage. But today, the more focus will be on Capture Pro. The Capture Pro, we are focusing mainly on the structured document. When you say structured document, it will kind of in template based, right? So whatever the documents you will be scanning, and if you want to capture the information, it should be on the same position and the same section. Okay. So in the Capture Pro, as I mentioned, where exactly the value proposition when we talk about the value is, it's a very powerful batch capture. And also what to target. So who are the customer we can target? It can be a BPO, maybe a central production scanning, where they will be bringing all their stock documents to a central location. And if they want to do any kind of a batch process, we can target those customers. And also can be a simple scanning in any small office, right? If they want to scan their standard invoices or standard delivery notes, or maybe a courier company, they want to scan their airway bins, reading the barcode and file naming the barcode. So we can target those customers as well, right? And we have an advanced indexing features also. You can have based on the barcode, based on the OCR, based on the MICR for the checks, for example. If any of the bank, they want to scan their checks and they want to capture the check number, so on, we can do that. And for the OCRs, for example, if you want to capture any data, maybe invoice number, delivery note number, so on, you can capture that. And also the OMR, this is one of the best options we have in CatchCP. The OMR, optical mark recognition, like a bubble filling and tick marks and so on, you can capture those data as well. On top of that, you can do a double data entry just to make sure that the data which you enter, it goes to the two different people to make sure that data has been entered correctly. If any mismatch. Sorry? Okay, if any mismatch, so it will be automatically identified. So there is unsecured for that as well. And also we can do a database look. For example, if you have an existing data in your database, so based on one key value, rest of the data you can pull in your system, right? So we will cover all this in today's session, how to create a barcode zone, how to create a OCR zone, how to create an OMR zones, database lookup, double entry. So everything will be covered in this session today, okay, in this training in detail. So what exactly the value, why the customer has to use the Capture Pro, just to ensure the data was there entered. There is no manual, the mistakes and stuff. So it will be automatically captured. So the data accuracy will be perfect for the customer, right? Then do we have a dual stream option to rise straight away from all the Kodak scanner? What exactly it does? Whenever you talk about capturing the data from your document scan, when you do it in the color mode, that's not a good option to do it, especially when you want to read the OCR data or OMR data. We always expect the customer to scan a black and white document. So the black and white document will give you the better accuracy for the OCR or OMR or for barcode reading as well. So we will make a dual stream. The customer will have two images simultaneously. When you scan one single document, it will produce one black and white image and one color image. So the black and white image, we will be using it just for the OCR purpose, and the color image for the archive. Yeah. And as I mentioned, the high quality accurate data. So we always give, as I mentioned, the black and white, it'll perfect OCR and OMR, even the barcode, the results will be accurate, right? So this is just right up from the scanner itself. So you don't need to pay anything extra for that. Whatever the document you scan in the driver level, just a matter of enabling the dual stream, and it will give you the right images, black and white and color images. Also, we have an option for the auto import, right? So for example, if the customer has no scanner, or maybe they will be having a multifunctional devices, for example, they don't want to use a scanner, they can directly scan it from the multifunctional and they can, import the images. Or if they have an existing scanner or they have an existing images which they have already scanned and they're in the file server, if they want to import these images, they can import these images as well right away, okay? Also, we have an intelligent job select. What exactly it does? If you have a bunch of different type of documents. Guys, I appreciate if you can mute your mic, please. Thank you. So also intelligent job select, what exactly it does. For example, if you have a mixed set of documents, one set of documents or invoices, the next set of documents or delivery notes, for example, so on, so on. If you have a different set of document, rather than keeping these set of documents separately, you can mix them together and you can create a barcode as a QR code. The QR code will be the identifier for the next document, right? If you mix the batch, the first set of document will be invoices. Then you can have a QR code. The next set of documents will be a delivery note, for example. So you can keep all together in one time. When you click scan, it scans the invoices first, then it will read the QR code. Whenever it's read the QR code, it will identify this QR code is following document should be a different job and different scan profiles, right? So it will automatically switch the job to the next set of documents to the different job, and it will scan that delivery note, for example. It will automatically change the job, and whatever the document you scan related to the indexing, whatever, it will automatically populate as well, right? So this is one of the big advantage for the BPO services. Rather than selecting the job manually and keeping that set of documents, they can mix and match. Just a matter of keeping a barcode here in the QR code inside the documents, and the QR code will do automatically job switch for that. Also, we have an intelligent exceptional processing. What exactly is does for any missing information? If the customer, it's a banking customer, they will be scanning an application, for example, right? So if the customer has to sign in all the pages, for example, if any of the signature is missing, or maybe any of the field is missing, so we can immediately find out and we can populate automatically this particular document, this missing signature at the time of scan, right? It can be any data. It can be missing signature, or it can be any data need to be filled in. If anything is missing at the time of scanning, the operator can easily identify particular information missing on this particular document. Clear? On the intelligent barcode reading, as I mentioned, so we can read the barcode in KCP. We can read almost all the barcodes in the market. It can be 1D, 2D, QR code, everything you can read it. And you can assign it what exactly you want to do it. You want to just do a classification, or if you want to just do only reading the data. So whatever, or you want to go into the database lookup and you have to fetch the rest of the data. So everything can be done using an intelligent barcode reading. Okay, guys, if you have any questions, please fill in the chat. Probably item can, we will take it later, then we will try to answer all your questions. So in the KCP, we have three different range. The one is the limited edition. The limited edition is just out of the box. It's a free software. So whenever you buy a scanner, you can just go to our website and you can just download the limited edition. But the features are very limited. All right. You can scan up to 4 barcode types, right? It supports only 1D barcode, which is 3 of 9 and 128 and interleaved and Kodak board. These are the 4 barcodes it supports. And it's time, scan and index, just one index at a time, right? So that also it's a manual index, the OCR, and the barcode also just one index field for the barcode. So it's a very limited. So it's a free, but it's very limited for the users. If they want to just read one barcode and name it as a file name as a barcode, or maybe they want to type one OCR field as an index field, and they need to file name it. It's a very simple software and it's very powerful also. They can use it. But when they're looking for the intelligent option or advanced option, then definitely they have to go with the licensed version, which is the standalone license. That's, as I mentioned, there are a lot of intelligent features. We will cover it later. And you can connect up to 40 connectors if you have any backend system like DMSs, Leisurefish, for example, Documentum, SharePoint. So directly you can connect. So we have ready connectors available for 40 connectors. And also if you have any of your customer having their own DMS, we can help them to integrate with our KCP to their DMSs as well, right? There are APIs available. We can give the customers API and they can create a connectors, or we can give the images and the metadata to an art folder, and they can import that as well, right? So that also we will be covered in the coming sessions. Also, we have a quality control option. So if the customer is not happy with any of the images, it will go to the QC. From the QC guys, they can just check if they want to adjust the brightness contrast, or if they want to do kind of a modification, or if they want to rescan, so they can do that as well, right? So the KCP, we are not restricted to have only the Kodak scanner to be connected. If the customer have any competitor scanners, for example, if the customer having an existing Fujitsu scanner or Canon scanner or an HP scanner, they can connect those scanners also to our KCP software. All right. So if the customer says, I don't want to invest for the scanner, I'm having existing scanner, can I connect my scanner to the KCP? As long as it has an ISIS driver, as long as we have certified this particular scanner in our website, they can go and install it. Okay, they can use and they can leverage the software. And also we have a network edition. What exactly the use of network edition? The standalone licenses, you will be installing the software and the license also will be a particular PC. Each PC will have its individual licenses, right? But the network edition, all the licenses will be sitting in the network. It's very easy to allocate the licenses and very easy to create your jobs and profile for all the users, right? For an environment, if there are 100 users, they will be using KCP. So all the 100 users will not be using the KCP at the same time, right? So it will be like in concurrent licenses. Whoever want to access the KCP directly, they can access the license from the server. And also it will be very easy for the IT team to do the deploy for the jobs and the profiles. Clear? So why? What is the purpose of upgrading from the limited edition to standalone license? Why the customer has to buy the KCP license, right? So as I mentioned, it's automatic index. So you can just create a zone. Based on the zone, it will look for the value. Whatever the information is available, it automatically populate. As I mentioned, it supports all the Kodak scanners and also the competitor scanners, right? Some of the competitor capture software will not support, for example, Fujitsu, it will not support the Kodak scanners, but we do support the competitor model. So that is another advantages. So the customer having an existing scanner, straight away they can connect to our KCP. More connectors out of the box. As I mentioned, we have all the connectors readily available, which is in the major DMSs available in the market. If not, still we can provide the API to integrate, and also the auto import option. The auto import option is one of the beautiful options, which I like it, to be honest. If you have images coming from any various sources, it can be multifunctional devices, it can be the existing scan, which images is available with the customer. They can import the images and they can process, index and process them as well. What is the reason to upgrade from standalone to network? As I mentioned, it's easily deployable because the job, no need to create a job for individual users. You can create one job and you can push the jobs to them. So whenever the customer open a KCP, it will talk to the server. It will pull out all the images, the jobs and profiles and licenses, everything, right? So if you're running a huge install base, I always prefer to go with the network edition. It's an easy deployment and it's very cost effective for the customer and the IT team as well. Then when we talk about the Capture Pro, the license in the Capture Pro, it's completely different. It's based on the group and based on the scanner speed, right? If the scanner speed is somewhere take about less than 70 and down, then that will be like fall in group A, and group B, group C is based on the scanner speed, right? So we have up to group G. So group G is the production scanner 5850 and 5850S with the sort option. So it's same like we have all the details in our website. If you go to our website, if, for example, if you're looking for a competitor scanner, if you want to know which group that falls in, we can directly go and you can get things done, right? You can easily find out which group you need to buy, right? And if you have a group G, for example, or group F, for example, if you want to connect any scanner which is less than that, which the scanner which falls in group D, easily you can connect it. Also, you can upgrade the license. So for example, if the customer having group C and later on, if they want to buy an 55,000 series scanner and they want to upgrade to group F or G, they can easily do that. They have to just pay extra and they can upgrade the licenses as well, right? So we are very flexible. And also there is an assurance comes with 1 year, 3 year and 5 years. 1 year is by default. If you want to upgrade to 3 years or 5 years, you can do that as well. F and G, F is for 5650, G is for 5850, the big scan. Okay, so these are the difference. So we have group up to group G for the scanners, and also we have an index software separately, right? So for example, if any instance, the customer will have 5 users for scanning, so you can buy 5 group G license, or 10 users just will be doing only indexes, then you can have only 10 user licenses only for the index. The index license will be cheaper. You don't need to buy a scanning license just to do the index, right? So it's very flexible, as I mentioned, and also there is a separate part number for the auto import. Okay, so you can buy the auto import licenses if you're just importing only the images. But anything from group E till group G, the auto import is by default available. The customer no need to buy anything, pay anything extra, right? If anything less than group D, DX and below, you have to buy the auto import license if you want to import the images, not scanning, importing images from the existing sources. Okay. Then, as I mentioned, yeah.
Can I quickly ask a question?
Yeah, please go ahead.
I just want to find out, say for instance, you get to a company that has a lot of HR and a lot of employees and they do time and attendance. Can the software of the scanner be integrated with the software of the time and attendance as well?
That is based on what
kind.
Yeah, based on what kind of the system they have. If they have a system where we can integrate directly with our application, yes, we can directly integrate. Or if their system itself, they have a capture tool, then we can just install our driver right away from their application itself. They can scan and do the whatever the process, the backend process they want to do.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, so then we, as I mentioned, the 1 year is a standard assurance. The customer no need to pay for anything. If they want to have an assurance for 3 years or 5 years, then they have to pay extra at the time when they purchase it. So they can cover for the 3 years or 5 years, right? The assurance is all about like whenever we release a new updates, where whenever you have an issue where you need to have our help to fix it, or whenever you want to release the licenses, you want to change the PC. So all the license is based on the PC, right? For example, if you want to change the PC or your PC is got formatted for some reason, then you can easily contact us and we will release the license for you. For that, you should have an assurance. So it's always good to have an assurance for the licenses which the customer buy it from us. The other one is an Arabic OCR, because Arabic is one of the biggest been used in our region, especially for the meta region. So we do have an Arabic OCR. It is like same like an English OCR. Whenever you scan an Arabic document, we can create a zone and we can capture the information from that zone, or it can be a full text OCR. We will read the complete page and we will give you as a searchable PDF, as a full text OCR. That can also be done, especially for the Arabic customers, right? And also the network edition, as I mentioned, in the network edition, there will be a network server. Yeah, server license you have to buy. There will be one server license. Then will be how many concurrent licenses for the end users. So you have to buy one license for the server. It can be 5 or 10 or 20 for the users, whoever they want to use it, right? So it is concurrent. That's what I mean. So you can install the Capture Pro for 50 users, but the license can be purchased only 20 users. At the time, only 20 users can connect, right? So when it goes to the big environment, big installed base, I always suggest to go with the network license. It's easy to deploy for the IT team. Okay, so this is the brief all about the Capture Pro, where we can propose, what is the value, what are the features we have, how the licensing structure. So everything is we covered, right? So this is the brief about the KCP. Now, the next we will be covering the complete training, step-by-step training, how to create the jobs, how to create the profiles, how we can import the images, how we can do the database lookup, how we can do double entry. So everything will be covered in the session later. Okay, one by one. So I hope most of you have been installed the Capture Pro. If you want to join this course as step-by-step course, please feel free. And I will take you through slowly one by one. It will give you the good idea how to step by step you can configure the jobs, right? So at the end of this session, the course today, so effectively you will be able to demonstrate, right, how to create the jobs and stuff, and also you can perform installation and the POC and the training for your customers. Yeah. Is George here in this session? George?
Yes, good morning. Hi, Vinod.
Hi, George. Good morning. George, all these 29 will be attending the complete training, or is any of them is only for the brief of the KCP?
I think we will leave it up to them, but mostly the 29 will be interested to see how we are conducting everything. I'm not sure if everyone on the call has downloaded from our email the configuration and the code, but we can run a poll for them if they are ready to do the hands-on. But in all cases, we are concluding on the recording and we can share it with them later. So this is again for everyone part of the certification. After this training, regardless if you do right now the hands-on or not, please go back to the recording and to everything Vinod is sharing with you. And we'll run through a hands-on experience mimicking a sales call where we expect you to position Capture Pro like Vinod is doing, do a requirement gathering with us, and conduct a small demo or POC. So let me just run the poll, Vinod, and we'll discover how many have actually installed and ready for the hands-on.
Okay, thanks, George. So feel free if you did not install the KCP in your laptop, but I will take you through how the things done and how to create the jobs and etc. So that will also give you a good idea about the software and their features. Okay, so without any delay, let's go. So today's session, we will start with a barcode and OCR workshop. There will be a workshops. I have a few of the team here also. They came from the different region. They're physically available. And so we will be covering the basic barcode and workshop number one. Then the workshop two will be the advanced barcode, how we can split the barcode, how you can extract the value from the barcode. Then we will touch the OCR line items. So how we can, capture the OCR line by line. For example, if we have 10 line OCR, how we can split them. Also, we will cover the OMR session. Okay, so there will be a OMR, how we can cover the OMR for the bubbles and the tick marks, how you can cover, and also the database lookup. So if, as I mentioned, if you have an existing database, you have all the information, just entering the one key value, it will go and look into the database and what are the other fields which we map. It will populate automatically to the index fields. And the SharePoint. SharePoint is one of the major, most of the customers, at least in this region, they're using it with our KCP. They can leverage the SNDMS. So we will capture and push it to the SharePoint. So we will cover that also in this session. Then we will cover the drop-down list. So for example, if the customer is having a different drop-down list, for example, the city, rather than capturing the city, you can have a drop-down list. So we can give the option for the users to select which the field they want to select it. And the double entry. So I will take you through also how the double entry can be helpful for the financial sector, for example. Then the missing signatures or the missing data. So that will be exercise number 9. Then we will cover the intelligent job select. So how we can switch the job between, the job to job in just a matter of selecting the on job, just a matter of using the QR code, how we can switch the job and scan profiles. Finally, we will see the auto import. I will take the auto import first because most of you guys have no scanner with you. So probably I will just take through the, auto import first so that you can do the existing images. Also, I will share you the images, the student pack. I hope you guys already download the student pack. If not, I will just send a link in the chat. Maybe you can download the student pack that will help you in this session. If you have the installed KCP, then you can do the exercise together with me. Okay. Finally, the scan button. Scan button is just you have to have a scanner with you. So that will help you to configure the scan button, how we can, rather than opening the application and scanning it, just right away from the scanner, selecting the profile, you can scan that this way. Okay. So in the workshop, I think most of you have already installed the KCP. If not, we will install the KCP, make sure. Then we will connect the scanner. Whoever don't have a scanner, they can just download the student pack and we can use the existing images which we have shared with you. If not, I will just send the link again in the chat. Maybe you guys just go and download them and keep it ready. Okay. Let me share the student bank. I think Anupam Ray, I think you sent a message. Anupam, are you with me?
Yes, Vinod.
Your subscription as private. That's a default error. But unfortunately, I will send you a procedure how to fix that. I will forward this to you.
Okay.
Anupam Ray. Yeah. Just follow that email, okay, please.
Okay, thank you.
That will help you. Yeah. Okay, so without any delay, let's move on.
Vinod,
Yes, George.
can you forward it to me because Denise as well has the same problem, so I'll manage to put it in the chat.
Oh, sure. It's
Thank
there
you.
in the chat. You can, no, not in the chat. I send an email to them, right? So let me just forward that also to you, George. Forward. Done, George. Okay, so today's session now the exercise 1. So this is one of the sample document for one of the express bill. It's a courier company. They have this particular. Let me just put the pointer. Give me a sec, guys. Okay, cool. So they have this barcode. So basically we are reading this barcode. Okay. So they will file name this as a barcode, as a file name, as a PDF. And also we will split the documents. The customer will have 100 airway bills together. They will be scanning it. So we will be splitting the documents based on the barcode. And also we will read some of these information like the company name and whatever, blah, blah, blah. So we will be showing it today, how we can capture the barcode, how we can create a zone for the barcode, and we will be creating a zone for the OCR as well. Clear? Okay. So let's start. So today's, like, as I mentioned, creating a zone and barcode OCR, and we will index the document, and I will show you how to import input format and output format, how we can change it, and also the job setups and the file based, options. Image output will be based on the barcode. I appreciate if you can just go to the job setup. So I will show you, I will just open my capture. Okay, everyone open the Capture Pro. I will just take you through the few options which we have in Capture Pro, right? So let me just open exercise 1. So if you look at the look and feel of the Capture Pro is something like this for the new. Are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes, Vinod.
Capture Pro screen. Perfect.
No, we see the presentation.
Barcode and OCR workshop screen is shared.
Okay, let me just try to share it again. Can you guys able to see now?
Yes, Vinod.
Capture Pro?
Yes.
I just duplicate this here because I have few in here also they're not able to see. Good. Fine. So this is the look and feel of the Capture Pro. Okay. So here you have the batch. You can open the batch and you can create a new batch and you can file. In the file, you will have a job setup. In the job setup where we will be creating the jobs. Okay, I will take you through later how we can create the jobs. Page setup, especially when you connect the scanner, you can create a page setup, what exactly the DPI you want to use it, whether you want color format, black and white format, and all the image enhancement features like wall fill, streak filter, or if you want to have an dual stream, for example. So everything will be based on the scanner and scanner profile, right? The page setup is mainly for the scanner and the workstation setup. It's nothing about where you can have a select the scanner, what's a scanner you want to select it, and you can name your workstation, right? For example, if you have the plenty of the users who will be using a scanner in your BPO services, if you want to know where exactly these documents are came from, so you can have your workstation. It can be username or the scan station name, so whatever you can have it. Then you can select the scanner. Now it's an auto import, right? By default, because there is no scanner connected. In your case also, it should be the same. So you guys can just look into it. I will take you through later how we can do that. Then the intelligent job select. So there is a workshop later. I will take you through how we can configure that. Import job setup. If you have an existing job setup, the existing job setup from the other station, if you want to import locally here, you can import them. And if you want to export the job setup from your PC to the other PC, then you can export it. Then you can import it over there. The user setup, how we can create the users, right? So we can restrict the users for not playing around with the settings. So admin will have the full control and the users, you can create the users will have only limited, informations. Then you can change the password. If you create a user setup where you create a password, you can change the password. The languages, we do support all these languages. So it's up to the local what language they want to use it, they can use it. If the customer want to use Arabic, for example, they simply go here and they can select Arabic. Then most of these standard languages we do support. Okay. Measurement system is nothing about is the USN metric. You don't need to worry about it. Logout is if you have logged in as a user, if you create a user login, you logged in as a user, then you can log out and you can use it on different users, right? Minimize tray is just minimizing this application down. Exit is exit. So simple as that. Then we have a batch option. In the batch option, you will be creating a new batch, right? Every time, whenever you scan it, once you index and you process, it will automatically create a new batch. Still, if you want to create a new batch manually, you can create a new batch, right? Or if you want to open an existing batch, you can open an existing batch, whatever it is there in the tray, you can open it, you can close, you can rename the batches, then you can output, right? Output and output all. Output is for the document level, output all is for the batch level, right? So you can output as well. At the same time, anytime you want to see the batch status, what exactly the batch is happening. For example, if you process the batch, you can see the batch status, whether it's still processing or the completed, whatever, it will give you an idea what exactly, in the background it's running it. You can always view the batch settings. And also if you don't want the batch, you can immediately delete that batch as well, right? So very simple software. And when it goes to the view, what exactly you want to view. So I want to view only 8 images. So I can have a 8 trace here where I can see 8 images at a time. So if I want to restrict to one image, I can simply restrict to one image, right? It's up to the user what exactly they want to do that. Then the image filter. This image filter, we will be using it especially when you do a dual stream, right? Dual stream is give you 2 images, black and white and the color simultaneously. Black and white, normally, as I mentioned, we will be using it for the OCR, right? The black and white, sorry, the color images for the output. Okay, so when you do the dual stream, it will give you 2 images simultaneously, but that doesn't look good, right? You will have 2 images every time it displays. So easily you can hide the black and white. For example, if you don't want to see the black and white images, you can hide the black and white images. Though it is scanned, it's taking the information from black and white, but the customer, for the user in the front screen, you will not be seeing the black and white images, right? So you will see only the color images. So you can do black and white, grayscale, color, whatever you want to hide, you can hide it. And the same way for the thumbnail. Thumbnail is the down one here. This is the thumbnail viewer. You can see that. So if you want hide the black and white or backside or front side, so it's up to you. It gives you flexibility. Which one you want to hide, you can hide that as well, right? And thumbnail size. So you can adjust the thumbnail size. You want small, big, whatever. So you can arrange it. And these are all the features which we enabled it here. All the shortcut keys here, right? Image viewer, batch explorer, thumbnail viewer. So this is the thumbnail viewer. If I don't want this thumbnail viewer, for example, if I just remove this, that goes off, right? I want to have a big screen. I don't want the thumbnail viewer. Easily you can remove that. The same way, like informations and the index. So indexes I have here. I don't want to do an index. So simply I can take it out. So these are all the few standard, the shortcuts where you can enable or disable based on what exactly the customer want to see in the screen. Clear? And the same way in the toolbar also is the same. I don't want to go through everything. So it's a very simple, this is small and big. It's like if you want to see the screen a little bit bigger, so you can just make it large. So it will give you the large, right? So simple is that. Okay, so if you want to label it, if you want to zoom in, zoom out. So for example, so these things, it's already there. You can see the gym whenever you scan the document or import the document. If you want to zoom in and zoom out, you can do that as well, right? So the pan is nothing about. So how you want to view the stuff, and layout is, for example, if you messed up with something and if you want to have the layout back, then you can just put enhanced or classic. So how you want to view the images. Clear? Then the capture. So here is the capture where you will be start the scanner, right? Before you doing anything on this application, before you start scanning, you have to select your scanner. Either it can be a scanner or it can be an auto import, right? So you will be clicking the scanner here. Then you will click select scanner. If you have installed the scanner, it will show the list of the scanner, what is there available, the drivers which you have installed it. Or if you don't have the scanner, you can use auto import by default, right? In your guys, you can use an auto import. There should be an option for the auto import because you did not install any driver. So simply select auto import, right? The disk level, so you can set it up, how many MBs you want to have, minimum, so on, so on. So these things are very basic features. So I don't want to focus more on that. Just ignore that. The main focus is the scan. So if you have connected any scanner, then you have to select the scanner to scan the documents. For this session, mostly we will be importing the student data, which we have shared with you. So, and keep it auto import as standard. Clear? If any questions here in this room also, please feel free. Okay. Then the manual import option. For example, if you want to import the option manually, one image at a time, or if you want to have a PDF, if you want to import, you can import also. And from there, you can do the job configuration. All right. So now most of you don't have a scanner to scan a sample page, right? So if you want to do an import, you can just import manual import. From there, you can create a job. Clear? Then view pending on auto import tasks. If you have an auto import setup, you can see what are the tasks are pending for the auto import. And the auto import setup, you can create an auto import setup, right? So I will show you later how we can create an auto import setup, because all this session, the workshop, we will be doing an auto import because we are importing the images. Clear? Then it once to the document, you can go to the first document and the second document. You can split the documents, blah, blah, blah. I will cover it later. And edit, you can undo, copy. So everything is the standard one. In the tools, is nothing about what exactly you can see here in the main screen, right? So it's all about, you can select it, you can magnify, you can expand and see, you can pan, you can move up and down, you can draw region to crop, for the example, you can rotate, you can flag the documents, for example. If any of the documents need to be flagged, you can flag it. Then later on the QC or the indexing guy, they will check why this document has been flagged. So they can do some changes or, rescan or so on. Right. So the index. So I will come back to the index field when we run the session. So I will take you through what an index is all about, how we can change the index. So what are the shortcuts we can use it for the index. So everything we can cover in the latest slide. Okay. Then the help is a very, very good in the Capture Pro. If you just go to click help in the F1, it will take you through. You will have everything. Anytime if you struggle with something, just go to help. We have a lot of information there. At any point of time, if you are struggling to get any information, please feel free and get in touch with us. Okay. The second part, the error report, you can send us an error report. And the main part is the license manager. Okay. So whenever you download the Capture Pro, and also please make sure you download the license manager because that's more important. All the licenses is associated with the license manager. From the license manager only, we will be doing the licenses, right? So if the customer buy a license, so you have to go to install the software as a trial version, then you can type the 16-digit license sheet. All right. So this is to license the software. You will click the license and you have to click the get license. Okay. So you have to make sure this particular PC is in internet. So where you can type the license number and also you will click get license. So it will connect with our license server and it will fetch the license for you. Clear? If this particular customer, for example, if it's a government office, it's a banking, they don't have an internet on the local PCs, then you can click the request license, then it will create a file, KSA file. That file, you can take it and bring it to the PC which has an internet. There you can install the license manager. Then you can upload the license. When you upload the license, you will receive a license file, right? That license file, you have to bring it to the same PC, then install license. This is a big process when there is no internet, but some cases we cannot avoid. We cannot push the customer to give an internet because the security reasons, especially in the banks, they will not give you the internet access to the customers, right? Clear? So this is the way you can license it. But if any of your partners, they want to try, okay, so 30 days, whatever you download from our website, the Capture Pro, you will get 30 days as a default. You can install it, you can play around, you can check all the features are enabled. So you can do whatever you want to do, but there will be a demo stamp on each images. Whenever you scan the image, at the output, there will be a demo. Okay, so if the customer says, I don't want to see the demo, I want to have a demo free licenses, that also can be provided to them, right? For the POC purposes, we can give them like 15 days or 30 days or whatever. The demo license also we can provide. To provide the demo license, you have to ask the customer to install the license manager. Then you have to get the hardware ID. When you click hardware ID, you will get this hardware ID. Okay, copy paste this and send the email to us. Then we will create a license so that the customer also can leverage the software. They can test, do the POC for their end customers without the demo stuff. Clear? Aitam, is there any question in the session?
Yes, someone
Yeah.
raising his
Yeah,
hand. And I have a
Vinod,
question also. What is the registration ID? Because some people, confused. They share the registration ID
Yeah, can use
instead
the
of the serial.
registration, standard registration ID is KC, Kilo, Charlie. 1030 4139.
So can I share it?
Yeah,
I will post it in the chat.
chat, please. I will repeat it again. K is Kilo, Charlie, 10304139. That's a registration. You can use it for any of the installation, right? If you guys are installing this 6.1, some regions the website may not open, so you can use this registration ID for all the installations. Any other questions apart
yeah,
from that?
on this substitute, I mean, same to this particular area only. If customer purchasing the license from us, when they have an issue with register, when they registering for the registration ID, it is not allowing to get connect with Kodak. So you mean to say this particular ID can be used over this KC1030?
All the installs, yes, you can use this, yes.
That.
Yeah, because we found some bug in the website. Yes, of course. That's what we created the this ID, generic ID. You can use it for all the registration, no problem.
Yes, thank you.
Any other questions in the chat, Haitham?
No, Vina, you can go.
Cool.
So
this is
shall we stop the recording and start the recording again, George, or let's keep it?
No, let's keep it until our next break. I think it is feasible.
Okay.
cool. So this is the matter of licensing. If the customer want to release the licenses, they can just go. For example, the customer want to change the PC, for example, then they have to just make sure they open the KCP license and just click release license, and they can click release license. Okay, so easy is that. The replace license, if in case this is especially for the lost licenses, because earlier we used to have that because we used to have a dongle version. Now it's like a number, right? 16-digit number. So no need to worry about the replacing license and stuff. Okay, that's very safe. Okay. Cool. So this is about the licensing and stuff, and this is about the overview of the software, what exactly it's all about. So whatever we saw there, also it is available as in shortcuts, so we can leverage those as well. So now let's start, and I think we take like a 10 minutes break, like have a coffee break. Then we will start in 10 minutes again. Okay. Item, if you want to stop recording, you can stop record, and we will come back at around 10:40, another 10 minutes.
Okay.
Perfect.